And welcome back to Cape Town. Of course, the Green Hydrogen Summit and the inaugural one for that matter. And of course, much being discussed here in terms of just future projects, but also investment that's going to take place. And we heard from the Premier of the Northern Cape, Zamani Saul, 4 of the 9 projects that are being gazetted will, of course, be in the Northern Cape. Well, much more to be had and seen at this particular summit. And I'm joined now by Naftali Mafa, who is with Paladin Hydrogen Africa. Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Thank you, Sakina. Thanks for having us.
So tell us more about your company.
So Paladin Hydrogen is an Australian-based company. It's a technology company. It's got a patent technology in Australia that converts coal into green hydrogen. So that is the base of our businesses, yes.
So converting coal into green hydrogen, and obviously we would be very interested to understand that given our reliance on fossil fuels at this point in South Africa, but also just in terms of our carbon emissions and how do we get that clean?
Sakina, our technology is actually now, as we speak, for South Africa the best ever, because it's the one that's very inclusive, A, and B is a non-combustible technology, so we don't have emissions, and we understand as South Africa that we've got challenges. We've got a social impact on coal, we've got climate changes, and our technology as it is, it covers all those grounds. So like the Honourable President stated yesterday that we need an inclusive solution for this, and it's very exciting for us to be involved in the hydrogen economy. It's in infancy at the moment. So what we have in the technology is that it's non-combustible. It's a modular reactors. We go and get the thermal coal and convert that through our reactors and get green hydrogen that way. We still have the byproduct out of there. Hydrogen is one of them, and then calcium carbonate. But we don't have carbon emission at all. So we've got 2 byproducts that are very useful. Lime, you get lime in agriculture, and that's one of the streams that we're going to be developing through that. So it's a best solution in such a way that the power stations as it is. South Africa has got infrastructure. South Africa has got issues with the reliability of power. South Africa has got a lot of coal, and also the just transition for us is that we are looking at the just transition through a black eye. So we're bringing a solution that's applicable for the country in itself at the moment. We've got an existing infrastructure for coal-powered power stations. We don't have to go and get a new lot of money, a new lot of time, which we don't have, by the way, to build all the infrastructure for the energy generation. We are able to go and be clean energy producer before 2050 by going into the existing coal-fired power station, repurpose them, convert them to be a green hydrogen powered power station. So there is no lead time that needs to be a lot of lead time, capital that need to be put in there. Everything is just here in our fingers. So that's what we need to do, maximize out of that.
So what is Paladin Hydrogen currently doing in South Africa?
So at the moment, we got a partnership with the Special Economic Zone, our partner, Musina Makado Special Economic Zone. It is an economic zone in Musina, just at the border of Zimbabwe there. It is planned to go ahead with the 3,000 megawatt power stations, and that is going to be a hydrogen power station. So that agreement has been done early this year, completed, so we're working with our partners to develop that. But on the sidelines, we are engaging with the current power station owners to see if we can collaborate with them, because the most critical thing is that South Africa doesn't have, we're going through a lot of load shedding as we speak. So it is a quick solution, and it needs us to join hands. And it's also, we know hydrogen technology is going to be bringing about 250,000 jobs. But you see, we're going to bring that with the hydrogen and yet keep the coal industry intact. And that is very important, because that is just, and it's just transition for us. And for us, it makes sense. It's looking at the just transition through a black eye.
So I just quickly need to know, in terms of your engagement with the South African government, speaking of the low-hanging fruit and the ability to move with speed in order to try and arrest some of our power challenges, where are your engagements? Do you have any agreements or any sort of involvement with government at a national level directly?
So Directly, I can't say yet, but we are engaging with Dr. Ramaphosa as we speak. So we are hoping that at the back of this conference, we will have some establishment background working relationship and how is that going to be structured. There's a lot of information that need to be exchanged. They need to check us to make sure that we are not just saying that green because the green is the trending way, that we actually are a green hydrogen producer from clean solution to make use of what we have.
Very interesting. Thanks so much for speaking to us, Naftali Mafa, who's with Paladin Hydrogen Africa, and talking to us there about other solutions to actually maximize on what we already have by way of mineral resources in this country. And of course, much of these discussions still to be had on day 2 of the inaugural Green Hydrogen Summit here in Cape Town. But for Morning Live, this is where we're going to leave it for today. And of course, take care. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'll be in studio with Leanne. But it's time now for a final weather update with Joel Guy.